All right, honest mechanic reviews here. We got a guy, might be a little bit of a novice, I can't really tell, working on his Toyota Land Cruiser lifted in his driveway. Let's listen in.
Notice from local code enforcement that I'm not allowed to have junk cars being disassembled in my front driveway. And I'm not gonna lie, that kind of hurts my feelings a
Yep,
little
that's
bit.
definitely a junk vehicle.
It's not a junk vehicle. Those things are pretty sick, especially when you double up the transfer cases for lower gearing. The 22R, awesome four-cylinder engine. Their manual transmissions, pretty sick. It's a vehicle that lasts.
Cool, this guy is definitely not working on this.
I sent the diff off on the 84 to get the rear pinion bearing rebuilt, as I'm pretty sure that's the reason for my vibration. And in
Let's stop right there. Anybody who's been wrenching long enough knows pinion bearings aren't going to cause your vibration. All right? They can grind, they can wear, they can make noise, they can destroy your pinion seal, they can eventually grenade the diff. But a vibration on a lifted vehicle most likely is going to be your driveline angle, your drive shaft, the pinion angle of your rear differential, so to speak. Let's continue on.
that time, I was informed that I'm not allowed to have a car sitting on jack stands in my driveway. I told them I was just waiting on parts, and they didn't really seem to care. With having my garage being built in the backyard, I have inspectors at my house almost weekly, and I feel like
Look at that. Stock drive shaft. Looks like it hasn't been greased. The slip yoke's dry as a bone. It's got all this play and a crazy angle on it. I'm not a betting man, but I'd bet that's your vibration, brother.
I know where this complaint came from, Brian. So out of fear of getting a fine and getting my project delayed, I decided I would not only take it off the jack stands, but I'd also move it into the backyard. And I hope they see how much
Guy's got to hold a 12-volt battery with one hand while he opens the hood. Like, brother, just open the hood and carry the battery with two hands, all right?
effort that this took. Even though I had removed the battery from the truck, it still died, and then it still didn't want to fire like it was getting no fuel. After
Ridiculous. If you take your battery out, then put a battery tender on it, man. Let it charge up.
that, I tied the rear drive shaft up, but it still fell out within 5 feet of movement. The fear of destroying my trans tunnel with the yoke, I turned the truck off. I cannot express to you how frustrating it is to have to jumpstart a truck over and over. 3 hours later, we got this piece of crap out of the driveway, and with my luck, the diff's probably going to be ready tomorrow morning, and all this time spent was probably
Like, the third member wasn't even in the diff, but he left the drive shaft connected. I mean, I don't understand. Could have just thrown the drive shaft in the back of the truck, just let it roll, chalked it. You still got your front diff, so technically you can still drive with a front wheel drive truck. That's not really supposed to, but anyway, when I was a young mechanic, I like to learn the hard way too. So good luck, bud.